world, stepping out of this fabulous station and being out there in space. So these were definitely my 3 highlights, and hopefully the landing will be the next.
I think for me, just the simple act of looking out the window is probably the highlight of up here, and that's something I try to do every day, every night, and whenever I have the opportunity, because it's just something you really want to just relish as much as you can. And so that for me has been the highlight, and far exceeded. I mean, I think I academically understood what it would be to look at the Earth, and you can look at it on a computer, you can look at the HD cams on the NASA feed of what it looks like, but to actually take that in with your eyes, it's pretty overwhelming.
I think for me, the most impactful thing has been the opportunity to work not only with our crew, but the amazing flight control teams all around the world. It's an incredibly fulfilling experience to be part of such a mission-driven organization who's accomplishing so much every single day. And when I look back on the things that we've had the honor and privilege to be a part of over the last 5 months, it gives me goosebumps every time I think about it. And this crew is just really special. We all really love each other, and we've had such a fabulous time up here. We, of course, miss Mark. We had 5 months up here with him as well, and just had a phenomenal time enjoying this experience together.
And I'll just add in there, I was a bit surprised to find out how emotional I got when I got to see my crewmates see space for the first time and watch them look out the windows. I suited them up for their first EVAs, and how protective I felt and how emotional it was to see them go out the hatch. I had a hard time getting any work done. I was going window to window to watch them and make sure they were okay. And of course, they did a fabulous job. So that's been a hugely fulfilling and wonderful experience to have 3 crewmates. I mean, they've gone from being rookies, and they inspire me every day now when we start the workday. We're acting like veterans in the first couple of weeks, and that's been a hugely wonderful thing to witness.
And our next question comes from Chelsea Goad with Space.com.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my question. My question is for the rookies on board who are no longer rookies. How would you all feel about returning to station? Obviously, I can assume, but would you all want to fly on a return mission to station? And if and when you return, what would you do differently, whether that's the food you request or the way that you schedule your time? How would you do things similarly or differently next time around?
Well, plan my time differently. I think that's difficult because we are all planned for by the ground, and so the ground decides what we are doing and what the activities are. But definitely I would study harder, like geography or our planet or the highlights. Now I've seen the beauty of our planet Earth, and I want to learn so much more. I'm curious, and I also want to visit these places that I've seen from space here, like down on the planet. And so next flight, hopefully I prepare better, study harder, so that I just look out of the window and know exactly where I am. Currently, I still need also support from the computer and the maps, and so yeah, that is my big goal for the next mission.
Yeah, I think for me it's partially a result of COVID, so I think naturally it may be a little bit better, but we didn't get the opportunity to travel to a lot of the places and meet people in person. So I think for me, one of the missing pieces, or one of the things I'm sad about, it's amazing science we get to do, but it'd be really even better if you got to meet the people you're talking to in person. And so we're making life-changing discoveries up here on the behalf of the scientists and engineers who thought of these things, but we only get to hear them over the radio, and so we didn't get a chance to meet them in person, or at least not without masks on, over a Zoom call or Teams call. So I think in the future it'd be really good, and even in post-flight, to go back and meet some of those teams and see the impacts of what that's doing. So I think that would be what I do different next time.
I would absolutely love to come to the International Space Station again. I think it's been such an honor for us to be a part of this incredible engineering and scientific vehicle that has been up here for 20+ years. What an incredible legacy to be a part of. And so we've learned so much, not only individually, but from the history of the station, everything we've accomplished. So being a part of that has been really amazing. And I think for all of us, we would probably just take forward, hopefully, the lessons we learned in our first weeks and months here. You know, I think you feel a lot of pressure when you first get up here, trying to keep up with all the tasks. We have really busy schedules. And when you're doing something for the first time, it always takes longer. And of course, there's all the growing pains we've mentioned where, you know, I let go of this microphone and that's cool, but if I look away for too long, it's going to disappear and now it's lost and I have to look for it. All these little things like that you have to get used to. So I would hope that next time we're a little bit more prepared for some of those challenges.
And our next question comes from Gina Sinceri with ABC News.
What's everyone looking forward to when you get home? A hot shower, a walk on the beach, a cold beer? What's up on your list?
Yes. One thing that in looking out the window, that I miss a lot, I miss our planet. I miss being tucked up under the clouds and feeling the rain that's coming from above and feeling my toes in the sand and the grass. So after I see my family, of course, and have a meal that I've been dreaming of, I'll probably go outside and just feel the wind and feel nature.
And our next question comes from Stephen Clark with Spaceflight Now.
Thanks for taking my question. Stephen Clark from Spaceflight Now. I think my question's for Tom Marshburn. How often do you get to go over to the Russian segment of the space station? I know it's a big station, but how often do you actually get to go over to that part of the station and visit with your Russian crewmates? And what's the dynamic like with everything going on down on planet Earth?
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's open traffic between the two areas of the module, the Russian segment and the USOS. So every day we go over there, and we often have a meal, usually have a meal together at least once on the weekend, maybe watch a movie together. And of course, we have tasks that they have an EVA coming up. We've been over to work with them on that as well. So it's been a very collegial, very friendly relationship together up here, and we're working together. You know, we rely on each other for our survival. It is a dangerous environment, and so we just go with our training. We go with recognizing that we are all up here for the same purpose, to explore and to keep this space station maintained and to keep performing the science in our laboratories. And so that is all we focused on. So the dynamic hasn't changed. You know, we have about a 40-year history of working with the Russians, and that is all still very much in work and in play here. And it's been a real pleasure working with our colleagues.
Our next question comes from Bill Harwood with CBS News.
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on Gina's question. In my earlier question, we heard from Kayla and Tom about what they're looking forward to. How about Roger and Matthias? Could you give us some sense of what you guys are looking forward to when you get back? Thanks.
Yeah, I think very similar in terms of the immediate things. You know, I can't wait to see my wife and kids. They'll hopefully get to meet us on the plane when we land. And so, yeah, giving them all hugs. I think, you know, I get goosebumps just thinking about actually that moment of getting to see them. I mean, just seeing the pictures of my kids, how much they've grown in 6 months since they're younger. It's pretty amazing and makes you realize how much you've missed. I think beyond that, I think what I'm most looking forward to is getting back to work. I mean, there's a whole Artemis program going strong, and, you know, we should be seeing that first one launch shortly after we get back on the ground, and all of us are going to be doing different jobs with exploration, both, you know, maintaining this lab, but also working on exploration and working on the Artemis program and all the elements for that. So there's a whole lot of testing, development, and building going on, and yeah, looking forward to getting our hands dirty in that.
For me, it's the same. It's like I'm looking forward to see my family and my friends again, and just like being with them, but also being outside, smelling planet Earth. Because up here we are in a laboratory, so basically the air here is always filtered and the smells are very limited. So I'm looking forward to the richness of nature, to also being exposed to the wind, the sun, jumping into water, swimming. What I'm looking least forward to is gravity, because I think like the first few days or maybe even the first few weeks we need to learn again how to adapt to gravity. And so once this is over, probably I can enjoy again fully planet Earth.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. Crew 3, we can't believe you're in the home stretch of your mission, and we're looking forward to having you back here on Earth. Thanks for all of you who tuned in and asked questions through our various platforms today. We'll see you next time.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming normal operational audio communications.
Yeah, Roger, wanted to give you a heads up on our plan here. Any moment now, we are expecting KU to come back at this point. We're going to route some camera views so that we can see Dragon better from the ground here. At 12:23, so about 1 minute from now, we are expecting to get a video feed from SpaceX that will just come to MCC Houston over here. That's going to last about 5 minutes. Our plan is we are going to check the alignment, make sure that Dragon is in good position. As long as those checks work, we are going to press ahead with the docking attempt. How copy so far?
Okay, copy about 12:23. You guys will get video to MCC for about 5 minutes. You guys are going to check the alignment on the ground, and if you're happy, you'll plan to press ahead.
And that's a good copy, Raja, and we will let you know when we're pressing in. Stand by.
Dragon, comms, Scott's
on Dragon to ground.
giving the
I'm sure you copied all on the big loop. Stand by. We're zipping up a plan here, and I'll let you know before we command resume.
And so again, right now we're standing by for Dragon to make that pass over a SpaceX ground site. The plan, we've now got some additional cameras trained on Dragon, just giving the teams additional alignment insight into the capsule as it still hangs out 20 meters away from the docking port. We're just beginning a pass over station ground sites now, and teams are going to work to get that video up to the crew. This ground site pass will last for about 5 minutes. And that means the video will likely not be available for the entirety of that final approach. However,
Dragon,
the way the
SpaceX
flight
on the
rules
big
are
loop,
written,
confirm crew readiness for final approach.
SpaceX Endeavor, copy all. We're ready. Visors down.
and again, as long as the teams
Dragon,
have this
SpaceX
data now,
on the big
we're
loop,
able to
resume
confirm good
imminent.
alignment.
Dragon is entering approach 2.
And Dragon's flight computer getting into approach